What's happening, guys? Hope everybody's having an awesome Sunday out there. For some reason, my thing is digitizing, and I don't understand why because I have got incredible signal up in here. So maybe it's something with Facebook. Man, got Tallahassee people around here. Matt Rivas, Steven. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm kind of laughing, right now. It's funny. The rest of the nation is getting the heat wave that we're used to down here in Florida all the time, and the Iowa and Michigan and Ohio boys are dying in the heat like we do all the time. You ever wonder what Florida be like? That's what it's like from May until October. Hey, I hope everybody's just doing awesome today. Let me pause my music. Don't have a guest on. This is just me talking about a couple of things. I've been noticing on some of the forums. I try to look around on those and see stuff. Rich, what's happening, buddy? Tyler Bunch is out there. I pay attention to some of the other forums and here, and we are in the summer doldrums right now. And what I mean, by the summer doldrums, it's a weather pattern, and it's also becomes a business pattern as well too. People have we're past the spring rush. It's hot. People don't go outside. I can typically judge. I can look at my call logs and tell you on a Monday or Tuesday and tell you what kind of, hey, Mike, Jacob, how are you doing? I got to stop saying hey every time I lose my train of thought because I'm just not smart enough to multitask. Where I was going, I can look at my call logs from a Monday or Tuesday and tell you what kind of weather that I had on a previous weekend. If I had great weather, it was nice, sunny, bright, fun, then my calls are typically off the chain on a Monday, Tuesday. If it's so, God bless it, hot, or if it's rained all weekend, then my calls aren't really good on Monday and Tuesday. And, I really must be cold in here. I am like seriously nipping in this shirt. But you get into, people just aren't going outside. People aren't, spending time in their yard. People just don't go outside and hang around and see how dirty their house is whenever it's the weather's miserable out there. So if you're primarily, a residential kind of person, it's totally normal to have your calls kind of die off right now at this time. Lord knows if you're in an area that's snowbird intensive. I mean, those guys they're not even in town right now. They would melt if somebody who comes down to Florida for the weekend or for the wintertime and they couldn't handle our summers. I mean, they die. Troy, Corey, hope y'all are doing well. I am doing great. Christopher Taylor, good to see you on here. But understand, it's totally normal too. I mean, it might not be, some people have heard me say this before. If I wanted to go out and catch a cobia, I love to fish. Okay. If I wanted to go out and catch a cobia, I kind of have to wait for cobia season, right? If I wanted to catch a mackerel, I got to wait for mackerel season. There's not cobia swimming around in the Gulf of Mexico when it's not cobia season. Same way with washing, especially with the residential stuff. You can blow just gobs of money wanting this stuff to, wanting stuff to happen. But, what's the old saying, wish in this hand and crap in that hand and see which one fills up faster. So you should always keep your marketing up. You should have a consistent marketing, but it might not be the time to do the extra marketing whenever it's just not season out there. Because you can't necessarily make stuff happen whenever it's literally not the season. If the homeowners, aren't around to order the work, if you're in a snowbird area or people aren't going outside, they're not there. They're not going to get the work done. So, there we go. My hair's sticking up. Let's see. Other part. Always keep your eyes on the calendar too, especially whenever it comes to residential, but mainly commercial. There's always stuff going on out there that we should be pre-planning for. Right now, and you're even a little bit late to do this, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't be doing it. But the next big seminal type event that we will have coming up in our lives is 1, Labor Day parties, 2, back to school. Okay. So Labor Day parties, back to school. And I know it's hard to believe that we're talking about Labor Day, but we're well more, we're on the tail end of July right now. So maybe get out there and do your marketing of saying, hey, clean up your backyard for Labor Day. Labor Day cookouts aren't the same with a dirty house. Targeting that type of stuff with your homeowners more so than your regular marketing. Get real targeted on your marketing right there. Something else to think about is with the back to school. What kind of commercial entities can you deal with that would have back to school needs? Your shopping malls, your shopping centers, having increased traffic for back to school shopping. Do they have a tax-free holiday? Do you want to get in there and say, hey, you're going to have all these people coming into your place of business here for the tax-free holiday? Florida does that. Back to school purchases are considered tax-free. So get in there and talk to those business managers, business owners, property managers. Can you clean them up for back to school begins? The other thing, think about your colleges, your universities, your county schools, your private schools. Right now is time, really about a month ago would have been the time to talk to them, but there's still time out there. We tend to hold a lot of strategic reserve time in check because our universities here in town are just always so bad. I mean, we know we're going to get business from them. We're going to get tons of business from them. They're horrible about getting their purchase orders sent out to us. But FSU will send us lots of stuff in August out there. FAMU will send us tons of stuff in August, and they do it every year without fail. And we can call and say, hey guys, don't jam us up in August. Go ahead and let's get this stuff cut out early. And then, of course, 2 weeks before school starts, it's right. We've got $30,000 in purchase orders we've got to get fulfilled. Out here, you got to get this cleaning done for us, and it makes stuff kind of crazy out there. So apartments around colleges, another great one, Doug. Yeah, absolutely. Apartments around colleges, anything where colleges are quiet right now or in the summer semester, any of their ancillary services, boy, this is a good time to get out there and hit those guys up. Get out there and work this. And, this is marketing. Part of one of my big discussions at the huge convention this year is going to be about the easy button. We all want the easy button. I'm going to give y'all a little preview of my speech. There ain't one. Sorry. There's not an easy button out there. There's some easier buttons, but there's just not an easy button. I mean, we've still got to get out here and market ourselves and do our thing and be ourselves and market our business and talk about, to sell. We've got to sell. I mean, even right now, we've got to get out there and be marketing ourselves. And we need to be marketing ourselves to the appropriate place. That's why you want to get out there and market yourselves to these colleges, to the universities, to the people that are going to need your services while the students are away. It's such a great time. Sorry, Jacob, I'm laughing. I got a message. Doug's not even going to believe this. Doug, Doug will understand this. Everybody else will in a minute whenever I say this. But on my show prep notes, my podcast prep notes, it says congratulations to Doug. So I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. But one of my very close friends, Doug Gore, he's also known around here as Dougie Do. Doug and I hooked up first several years ago. He came over, trained with me, talked about booster pumps, washed a couple of houses together. And Doug just bought a Cyclone. And I could not be prouder for the awesomeness for one of my friends of getting a Cyclone. And I've now, I know multiple people in my life, and I know it's been a long journey for Doug, and he's done so well. And just a heartfelt congratulations to you, buddy. I am extremely proud of you, and think it's just absolutely awesome that you have a Cyclone. He is joined the ranks of Scott and Sean, and I know that's a hell of an investment. For guys who don't understand what a Cyclone is, they run about $180,000, and it's an air-conditioned, that's for the base model, an air-conditioned, self-propelled 4-foot swath of surface cleaning, recycling, reclaim incredibleness. So pretty cool. Can really open up a lot of different avenues for him as far as cleaning is concerned. I'm just happy, very happy for him on that. Things coming up, a couple of little, and I don't have a huge, massive, thing planned. I had just a couple things I want to tell you about. One, if you're slow in the summertime, it's the summertime, but get out there and market yourself. Market to people that need your stuff. Another one. No, I left from right. This right here. See that? Sorry, I don't mean to flick y'all off. That is skin cancer. Well, that's the remnants of skin cancer right there. So protect yourself from the sun and get yourself checked out. Please get yourself checked out. I go in annually to a dermatologist, and he checks me out. And this last time, he had actually kept his eye on this from my last checkup, and then he's like, that really looks kind of precancerous yuckiness to me, so we're going to go ahead and freeze that off. He hit it with a nitrogen. It was there for, I think that is a week and a half old now. Didn't hurt. It gets off. If you have a fear of the doctors, just get out there and do stuff like this. Skin cancer will F your day up. Get checked out. And with that in mind, use adequate skin protection. Get shirts that are UV resistant. Always wear a hat. A wide brim hat is even better than this baseball cap. Use sunscreen. Please do, guys. It's your health, And I know you youngins out there, I'm 49, so I guess I'm an old one. But you youngins out there in your 30s and 20s, you feel 10 foot tall and bulletproof? You're not. You're really and truly not. And I know you sit there and you think, well, that won't happen to me, and I don't have to worry about that. Man, same way with like respirators on roofs. After 10 years in this business, I wish I'd have worn respirators on roofs and in screen porches 8 years ago. My lungs suck nowadays, and I don't smoke. Chet's saying he had one, frozen off. Dale, do you need a contractor's license to do such thing as universities? No, not at all. I mean, at least not in my area. I'm pressure washing, but none of my universities require any kind of contractor's license on that. Might be different for every particular university. I mean, but there is no state or national licensing in the pressure washing, soft washing, roof cleaning field that that I know of. That would be a local type thing. This, you got to have a contractor's license, but I couldn't imagine why they would do that. So yeah, don't think you have to have a contractor's license there. Chet, you are still pretty. You are still pretty. Another one, and I saw somebody was asking about, who was it? Oh, goodness. Oh, Landon was asking about books. I highly recommend audible.com. I do like to read for pressure. Read for pressure. God, I'm trying to do too many things. So much easier whenever you're interviewing somebody on here using this new format, because you can kick it over to them for a little bit. I'm not quite used to the Be Live yet. I'm used to the good old fashioned Facebook. But Sean, I'm totally with you. I wish I'd have had the respirator back then. Truly do. Like, I can feel it. It'll be one of the things that hurts me. But where I was going was take advantage of your downtime. And I know a lot of us like to listen to music while we're washing or driving around. But I want to just point this out, that very well could be wasted time where you could actually be learning as well at that time too. But audible.com, you pay a subscription fee to that. I think the first book's even free on Audible, and you can download, you can download books on tape on that. You basically rent books on tape. If you want to buy your books, you can go to the iTunes store. And there's so many different ways you can get these books on tapes, or listen to some of these podcasts that are out there. Bobby Walker. You can go to YouTube and turn YouTube on and put it in your headphones. You don't have to watch it. You can hear the guys talking. Hey, Brad, what's happening, buddy? Gary Hampton, good to see you out there. So, learn while you're doing this. I know all the words to Freebird. I love listening to the music, but it's really nice if I can actually learn something if I'm behind a surface cleaner for an hour and a half, 2 hours at a time. I can really kind of get into something. And I found it makes the time go by a lot quicker too. Let me read these comments. Dale said, my local university is saying so I was wondering, they say for government jobs, I do. You're in Hattiesburg. I don't know. I mean, I would say that is a requirement of that university itself, because it's nothing I've ever heard of state or nationally out there. I don't know what kind of contractors there are in Mississippi. I mean, do you have different levels of contractors licenses out there? John Tornabene, my friend. Wednesday, we were going to have some fun. That's another one that's actually on my list up here. Was talking about the things that are going on. For those of y'all who didn't see John's marketing on this, John and I are having a little talk on Wednesday night. It should be fun. We'll be talking about the huge convention. We'll be talking about teaching, marketing. Actually, there's no telling what we'll be talking about, because we both don't have a lot of filters on our mouths, and we're doing it late, and there might be a cocktail or two involved. So I think we'll have a great time doing that. Another guy that's just become a great friend of mine through this industry. And let me say this too. If you've not been to any of the industry events, get there and go there. Meet these guys that you talk to online. You'll be amazed whenever you look somebody in the eye and you realize they are full of crap or they're not full of crap, how the relationships that you can make that'll be lifelong friendships. And I don't mean, oh, I got a friend on Facebook. I'm talking about friends, like real flesh, like I can touch them. They're a real person. And we meet these guys at shows like the huge convention. I have guys that I assume might actually come to my funeral whenever I die. That, we're close enough friends. All right, maybe I'm overstating, how much they actually feel about me, but damn it, I would go to some of you guys' funeral. And I hope I don't have to for a long time. But no, just get out here and meet people. And I don't care if it's a free event, a paid event. If there's something close to you, get out there and meet your fellow contractor. If it's not close to you, get out there and meet your fellow contractor. It's so important. Chet, you're absolutely right. Going at it alone is suicide. What Brandon, at the huge convention, they're doing the big mastermind thing out there. And, one of the things that Brandon and Kedma were talking about on their use your words, Ray, use your words. The huge convention podcast of videos that they were doing. They say at these mastermind roundtables, you'll be sitting there at the round table and having a coach, and you realize that 3 or 4 other people at the freaking table are dealing with the same crap that you're dealing with. Think about it. You think you're an island out here. You think you're the only guy going out, facing this. Turns out lots of other people might be facing it. And it doesn't matter whether it's a freaking bankruptcy or a damn lawsuit or you can't keep employees or you constantly fry Japanese maples. It's crazy how many other people are dealing with exactly what you're dealing with. Don't try to be an island. Seek out friends. Seek out friends in this industry that you can deal with, that you can share with. We always keep this crap inside as men, and I mean as women too, but mainly that's a guy problem where we bottle crap up. Employees, you have them. See now, employees. Stephen said he had employees. I assume you're saying employee problems. See, that's a weird one because I don't think anybody you're actually kind of a freak in that place, Stephen, because I don't think anybody else in this industry has employee problems except for you. No, employees are, I've always said, and this business would be great if it wasn't for the properties, the equipment, and the employees. Man, this would be just an awesome industry. Hey, Grant, what's happening, buddy? Hope you're doing well up there. I know you're just as hot as we are over there in Panama. So actually, you might be getting a little bit of sea breeze. We are not finding anything about that. Talk about my feelings. I feel hungry. Is that a feeling? Nah, Stephen, I mean, employees are always they're the nightmare. They really are. I mean, they're the best thing in the world. They're the worst thing in the world. And that's also one of the reasons that it might be good not to have employees. We're always in this bigger thing. And maybe it's keep it small, guys. I mean, there's nothing wrong. The only wrong answer is, if you go broke, it's really what you want to do. There's not necessarily a pictograph that says you have to do pressure washing this way. And there's lots of guys with 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 trucks out there that are just going, oh, Jesus, why didn't I stay small? You know, you're small, you don't have an office, you work out of your house. I mean, you can keep 60, 70% of what you make. You start having places like this and conference rooms and garage space and, 3, 4 trucks, you're going to be down to 25, 30% on your profit margin. Bigger isn't always better, but it's all what you want to do. It's your guy. It's your business. Don't let anybody else say, oh, you got to do it this way. Oh, this is the only way you're going to be successful. No, there's lots of different. Success looks like a lot of different things. There's some guys out there that say, hey, man, I want to be off at 2 o'clock every day and hit the lake and go fish and drink beer. Pay your bills. Don't touch kids. Rock on. If that's what you want, good for you. Keep your prices high. How about that? Pay your bills. Don't touch kids. Keep your prices high. Other than that, do what you want to freaking do. Don't screw up your customer's property. Oh, man. Let me see. Let me read some of these comments. 1 employee and 1 Cyclone is all you need. Grant said his sea breeze just started over there. Very nice. Taylor, have to be resilient. Uncle declare bankruptcy after several failed businesses. Now multimillionaire, can't stop grinding. I'll tell you something about bankruptcy too. A lot of guys know my story. I was a real estate developer, and I wasted a pretty good chunk of I wasted all my retirement, because 2009, before I got into pressure washing, you've got that constant, I guess, gambler's idea. And I lost properties in 3 different states and kept on thinking it's going to turn. Man, if I just keep holding out, let me use these savings and keep throwing good money after bad, and it'll turn. It'll change for me, man. And, the smartest thing I could have done would have been in early 2010, say, screw it, I'm out. Declare bankruptcy, given these properties back to the bank and said, we'll get them next time, Rusty. I didn't do that. The smart developers, the smart real estate agents, and a lot of smart business people that I know that went through very, very hard times back in that 2009, 2010, it's exactly what they did. They declared bankruptcy. Those laws are there for a reason. There's no shame in doing that. They stopped. They reorganized, they rebuilt, and have very successful, very, very successful businesses at this point. Let's see. John Tornabini keeps employees on a professional level. How you kept them? We used to hire friends or hang out with employees that eventually failed. I would agree with that. I'll tell you another one too that I hate, and we've learned this. I hate. You don't ever see us really advertise for employees on Facebook. It's always kind of a double-edged sword right there, because what happens is some realtor or somebody has pardon my French, a fuck up kid who can't get a job anywhere else. And they're like, oh, you should hire my son. Oh yeah, hire him. He's great. He's great, man. He's such a hard worker. No, he's not. There's a reason your kid's been in and out of jail. And then all of a sudden you wind up losing their business because, they're pissed that you fired, you fired their son, but, their son was sitting there smoking crack in the truck. So, sorry, that violates company policies. But they're pissed at you because, it is what it is. So, be real careful where you seek to get out there and and hire these people at, because it can actually come back and bite you in the rear, and you can get the worst. You can actually be worse off with the employees that you wind up getting from Facebook friends than you are, just if it's only Ash. Yeah, Joe just said Trump numerous restarts still on top. Absolutely. Bankruptcy laws are there for a reason, Now hash, I guess, is okay. Really depends on, it's not that you do drugs, it's what kind of drugs that you're doing out there. Yeah, these guys are almost impossible to find a millennial now that doesn't smoke pot, at least on a semi-regular basis. And what do you do? What do you do on that? I know what I hear. It's great. God, I don't need to publicize this, but I hear the guys, well, I'm not gonna have them damn weed smokers working for me. Go out there and smoke your devil's lettuce somewhere else, but ain't none of them marijuana users gonna sit there and work for my pressure washing company. I'm like, dude, you're making me $170,000 a year. Just don't put down the surface cleaner. I'll freaking light the pipe for you. Just don't. I'm kidding. Drugs are bad. Okay. Now you do have to, you do need the employee, policy on there. I know there was a discussion here the other day on Facebook about, the medical marijuana on there. And good friend smoke on. What do you do if now all of a sudden you've got somebody with a handicap or with a prescription that's got a marijuana card? I don't have all the answers. Anybody that says they have all the answers, don't listen to them, because they're lying. Because the game keeps changing, and hey, we're just all in here to figure this crap out together. I'll never be one to say, oh, you got to do it my way, because no, you got to do it the way that works for you. That's the important part. Bruce Martin, at the point of hiring my second guy with my cousin handling as a backup. Yeah. That's a good place to be right there, 2 employees, or 1 full-time, 1 part-time guy. That's a really, really nice place to be. Miracle marijuana card. I went into ATF dealer, a gun dealer the other day, and was picking up a purchase, and just as habit, I go and start to whip out and look into my wallet. Right here, I pull out my CWP. And as I'm reaching and tossing to that, she said, hold up, is that a medical marijuana card? And I said, well, no, it's my CWP. She's like, okay, good. And she had said like 3 times, she had 3 customers that tossed out medical marijuana cards. And she said by law, she couldn't sell them a gun, because the marijuana is on a state, and then according still federal, where they're doing the background check, it's still illegally federally. And this lady is she and her husband are apparently ex-CIA. And they're like, now I know that you're a known marijuana user, and I feel that I cannot sell you a firearm. So if anybody has their medical marijuana cards, keep that in mind if you're buying a weapon. All right, don't see any more comments on there right now. Let me see my other little things that we were going to talk about today. All right. So, huge convention. If you haven't heard about the huge convention coming up, I don't know what to tell you. It's coming up real soon. The pre-classes on August 7th. 8th and 9th is the huge convention. Come to it. Branson, Missouri. Go to thehugeconvention.com. Tickets are still available. Going to be just an absolutely fantastic time out there. Lots of education, lots of classes. It's something you don't want to miss if you want to be real serious about growing your business. And it's a great place to meet the people that we were talking about. You will meet lifelong friends at the huge convention. I'm real excited. Bo Giuseppe and I, we are going to be teaching a class for the PWNA, a commercial cleaning certification. In fact, it's one of the things why I'm at my desk today and not behind a hose, because I am putting some finishing touches on my part of the presentation. And then Spray Wash Academy has a plant and property protection class on the afternoon of the 7th. And we'd love to see you there for that. I got some more comments coming in. Jonathan, I almost, I think go with your gut, go with your gut. You do get a feeling. And hell, that goes also, you can kind of go with your gut if somebody's freaking nuts or not, Bruce, John Tornabeni has been a great advisor and mentor after 27 years. Whew, man. Very nice. Long timer. Don is saying in Maryland, you cannot own a gun if you receive medical marijuana. Dad's saying something about a pontoon boat. Rick Nyes, he's bringing the whole family as a vacation. And yeah, think about that. It's a write-off. I'm not a tax advisor. In fact, I'm going to go one step further and say, if you get your tax information from people on Facebook, you're not the brightest guy in the world. But that being said, it should be a write-off. And again, I'm not qualified to answer these questions. I will be writing it off until my CPA tells me otherwise. Because it's a business expense. In fact, I've always been advised that if I ever go down to Orlando or take a little trip or something like that, that I should always schedule a business appointment sometime in there as well, to make sure that there is some business involved. OSHA SIC code. I'm not exactly what context that is in, Gary. Are you talking about the OSHA code for like your workman's comp code? Is that what you mean? So there's a couple of different codes that that you can use for workers' comp. On OSHA. Let me know. Give me if I'm in the right direction or not. Chat, I don't know if there's a window cleaning cert class or not. Thad is on here. Maybe he can answer that. Safety manual stuff. Oh, I see what you mean, Gary. For OSHA covers the power washing part. I don't believe it does. I could be wrong on that. I need to look. I will send you a message and find that out. But there's very, very few things in OSHA that actually deal with true power washing, as far as like a subsection of, General Industry 917.3 42.172, if that's what you're referring to. Yeah, I'll post it in the comments here if I can find what parts are talking about power washing. A lot of times they just talk about the general industry, and they talk about, you know, keeping your people safe. And see, like on OSHA, having a belt on a machine, like it wouldn't say, okay, you've got to have a belt guard on a pressure washer so somebody's fingers don't get, you know, pinched off on the pulley. What it says in your general industry is that all machinery has to have belt guards on there. And in fact, in our old safety class that we used to teach, you know, it would be different if we were considered construction, which some people consider as construction, some people don't. My Florida OSHA for this Northwest district, he does not consider us commercial construction. And he said, you know what, you better know the general industry codes as well too, which ironically enough can be trip spaces in trip hazards in the workspace, you know, hoses down on the ground. General industry also says, I think it's 4-foot fall hazard, not 6. Really gets kind of scary there whenever you start going down that OSHA wormhole there. Did I mention Michael Draper will be at the huge convention? Did I also mention that Michael Draper training comes with all your PWNA stuff now? If you're worried about, you know, the OSHA stuff, which we all obviously should be, Draper is just an authority on it. He's the guy that I call. Taylor, what are you saying? Yep. General industry, slips, trips, and falls. Exactly. Gary, it's extremely confusing. I mean, you know, because we're not roofers per se, but we have to have fall protection like roofers. But technically we shouldn't be more than 4 foot up. You know? Like it would never address probably a pressure washing hose with nicks and cuts and tears in it. But what it could do is, you know, all your equipment has to be in good condition. Grace, I don't know if Tanya will be teaching a class or not. I mean, she's not scheduled at the huge to teach a class. I hope she will come on stage with me whenever I am teaching, because I'd love to have her. I love teaching with Tanya. I have a good old time with her. So I like that old girl. I think I'll keep her around for a while. Yeah, I'm dying after that comment. Yeah, she's going to kill me. All right, so I'm reading my notes here. Always be working, marketing a couple of months ahead. So right now you should be getting ready for back to school, cleaning up colleges, universities, local schools. Good time to do that. Start marketing for Labor Day parties and backyard cleanups. Then we're going to be getting into Halloween. After that, your skin cancer. Get checked out. Use your downtime or your work time to learn. Audible.com, iTunes, App Store. Rent books, buy books on tape, listen to them while you work. Huge convention. Got to come to the huge. And also congratulations to Doug on purchasing a Cyclone. Really proud of you, buddy. That's a huge, huge, huge milestone. And then look out for me and John Tornabene on Wednesday. We have our no holds barred, anything may be said talk on Facebook. All right, guys, I'm getting out of here. I'm going to get back to work. Wash on. Have an awesome rest of your Sunday. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you.